and welcome back to the latest episode of the Content Creator Experiment as Wonderkid's Experiment. What am I calling this? This is the third episode, and I still have no idea what I'm calling. Is it third episode? Yeah, third episode. Still no idea what I'm calling the players, but it came to my attention after recording the last episode, editing it, rendering it, watching it back to make sure that everything was done properly. I managed to forget to look at what Oblique Kick Gaming. Try saying that fast once. Just try and say it fast once. It's very difficult. OKG, I forgot to look at his milestones, see what he had been getting up to in his career. So with the Cove, he did manage to win the Irish Munster Senior Cup again. So that's twice he's won it now. And if I remember correctly, IntoRowZ never won it. Didn't have any landmarks with Derby up to the point of the end of the last episode. Shamrock Rovers was named as the Scotland under-21 or under-20s vice-captain. Made his first under-21 cap against Poland, aged 19. For Shamrock Rovers was runners-up in the EA Sports Cup. Named in their seasonal best 11 and the Irish Team of the Week once. So, congratulations. Surprised he didn't get named in the seasonal best 11 for this season, unless they haven't been done yet. But they would have done, because it's 18th of June. Transfer window's up already. Unless there's something weird going on here. Yeah. Okay, so it was just picking up the under 18s there. So he was named League One Team of the Week once. Player of the Month for March. Congratulations. And their seasonal best 11. So just clicking on this. Not a good idea. Didn't really give me a whole lot of information. So yeah, we're going to jump forward now for the next part of the video, which is going to be the 6 manager content creator Wonderkid experiment thing. Yeah, so first up is yours truly, I think. 2 seconds. So yeah, first up, yours truly. We are looking at my profile first. As you can see, valued at 30 million currently, which is a bit of an increase from the 575k that I was valued at last time, which is quite the jump, if I do say so myself. I have also played 7 times for Ireland, 26 under 21 caps, 4 goals. Looks like they're playing me more as a D or a DM, just a standard left midfielder now. Still picking up an awful lot of random positions, which I find curious. But as you can see, a couple of greens in here now. We have 16 flair, 16 acceleration and pace, 19 agility, which is delightful. It's fantastic. I do like to see a bit of green on this screen. I think we haven't grown a whole lot. Yeah, since the last episode, haven't grown height-wise. We have gotten fatter though, 2 kg increase. Wages have gone up to £165,000 a week from the 5,250 we were originally on. It's a bit of a pay increase, it has to be said. I do like to run down the left, and I look to pass rather than attempting to score. 5 finishing makes complete sense, to be fair. Anything interesting about the contract? A £99 million release clause, which expires in September next year. So, you'd want to get on that fairly rapid there, lads. 10% of Brentford's wages are paid to me. Interesting thing, so the last time we saw me, I was playing for League One side Portsmouth, or Championship side Portsmouth. Since then, we have gone on loan to Sunderland. They paid 120k. Played 33 times in the Championship, 6 assists on a 6.98. Not bad. Finally got the opportunity to play for Brentford in the Premier League. 33 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 2 players matches on a 6.97. Oh. Didn't play a single cup game that season. No, we did. We ended up with 36 games total. So played 3 in the cup and made our international debut. No, we did not. We made our international debut while at Sunderland. Did not play well for Ireland at all. Somehow managed to get him back into the team. Mick McCarthy, I'm guessing, is the early manager. Not a smart lad. And then the most recent season, played 27 games, 1 goal, 6 assists, 2 player of the matches on a 7.05. That's not awful. Injury-wise, let's have a look. Okay. The last episode would have been 2024, but it would have been the summer of 2024. So we've had a lot of injuries and a lot of tight calves. A lot of tight calves. Oh my god, you have to scroll so much to look at my injury history. So major ones: fractured upper arm, a torn hamstring. Wow, I've spent a lot of time out injured. It seems my calves are destroyed. They're terrible. I had a relapse of a torn calf as well. Fantastic. Oh, just what you want to see. I think I might be the most injury prone player in the world. I'm the new Jack Wilshere. Milestone wise, what have we done since we were here last? Sunderland. We were named in the Sky Bet Championship Team of the Week. Made our international debut against Argentina. Ooh! Named as Sunderland's seasonal best, or named in Sunderland's seasonal best 11, and won Supporters Player of the Year. They do love me, after all. With Brentford, we've done absolutely nothing. Fantastic. Who did we score our first international goal against? We haven't scored internationally yet, have we? No, we haven't. Okay. That would make sense why you didn't say anything about us scoring international goals then. Have any of the attributes made a significant jump? I have all the numbers in front of me here, and I'm going to have a quick look. Nothing that I can see that's jumping out of me going, that was a huge jump. So I'm a fairly average player on extortionate wages, so I can't imagine we're going to be going anywhere too soon. Maybe when the contract ends in 2 seasons, you might see a change there, because 165k, I don't know, is my output good enough that I would be happy paying someone 165k to do what I'm doing. But then again, maybe they're happy enough with it. I'm probably a winger / inverted winger. I would like to think that I'm an inside forward playing up here, but on a 5, no. No, that's definitely not the case. No. So yeah, that is my profile. Is there anything else I need to look at? There's no interest in me at the moment. We're not set for transfer or for loan. So I suppose at 24 I wouldn't really want to be going out on loan. I prefer to be getting first team football, which I seem to be getting. Bar the injuries, of course. You know, the injuries are the bane of my existence by the looks of it. Not quite where I was expecting to be at this stage of my career. But then again, as I said, I had the lowest potential of everybody when we started this. Pretty sure just based purely on this, it's not terrible, but it's not great. So we are going to jump into IntoRowZ's one now. We'll be back in a second for that, 'cause I don't want to spoil anything by showing you everyone else's club value and contract. So we are going to jump into that in just a second. So IntoRowZ coming at you. Right, here we are now for IntoRowZ's profile. See how he's been getting on. As you can see, plenty of green appearing for him. He has 16 for first touch, technique, acceleration, agility and stamina. 17 positioning and 18 vision. The man is fantastic. He knocks the ball past opponents, which is interesting for a defensive midfielder. So he likes to, get in there. Pace is pretty close to going green as well. At 24, still has plenty of time to get better as well, which is definitely something that, 24, not even close to his peak yet. 26 international caps, so he's pushed on quite a bit, it has to be said, and he is looking pretty good. Again, no transfer requests, or nobody interested in signing him at the moment, so I guess it's because he's just after signing a new contract, which I suppose makes sense. He only signed a new contract just 6 months ago, so it's a relatively new contract for him. He does have an active relegation release clause of 48.5 million, so probably won't be seeing anybody looking to sign him for a while. 62k a week, I think he's horrendously underpaid compared to what I'm getting. Career stats wise, the last 2 seasons he's been a first choice for Brighton. He started every single game he played last season. The season before, came off the bench twice. Didn't have a great season, to be fair to him. The season before that, I suppose the first 3 seasons at Brighton were pretty much just bedding in. But, he's, like I said, only just today turned 24. So that's still... Oh, Brighton got relegated! That's not what you want to see. So going back to 2025, he was named in Brighton's seasonal best 11 in 2027. Young Player of the Year runner-up. Named in Ireland's seasonal best 11. Runners-up in the Carabao Cup, but also got relegated. And again, Brighton's seasonal best 11. How did everyone get on in the league? So got 19th this most recent season. Where did my Brentford teams finish? 13th. Not too bad. Man City, as you can see, dominating the league. Oh my god. It is just basically Man City, and every now and again Liverpool pop in and are like, hey, we won the league this year. So, interesting that Brighton go from 7th. So this was the season we looked at last. Brighton finished 7th, then managed to get themselves 9th. 17th. Ooh, only surviving by a point. And then 19th. So 7 points behind Leicester. That's disappointing for IntoRowZ. We'll be playing Championship football next season unless someone comes in from in the summer, which could happen. Injury wise, what have we got? Not a whole lot, to be fair. He has had a couple of pulled groins. Nothing like a broken toe is the most major thing he's had. 6 weeks. Don't have to scroll as far to have a look at his injuries. So his injury proneness definitely not as high as mine is. Valuations are not too different. 30 million for Mr. IntoRowZ. My valuation was 30. Yeah, 30 million. So he's had a better start to his career. I seem to have caught up a little. So that's nice for me. I feel a little bit better about my player now. That we're making a bit of a comeback. I suppose with FM making a change as well, that older players have potential to progress even though as they get older. So you get players like Jamie Vardy who start off their career not great, like Troy Deeney as well, have really poor starts to their career, but then as they get a little bit older, they bloom. Harry Kane, maybe I'm the new Harry Kane, and IntoRowZ is getting. I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if IntoRowZ gets signed by a mid-table European club somewhere in Europe. Definitely would be something I'd expect for him, because I don't think he's going to be staying in the Championship for very long on those kind of wages, unless Brighton expect to come straight back up, and then maybe he will. So next is somebody, Clates, I think. We'll be back in a second for whomstever is next. So yes, just as I suspected, Clates was the next player on the list. He has finally left Fulham. So Clates, you'll be happy to know you're no longer sitting in Fulham's under-23s. You moved to Bologna and then was instantly loaned out to Siena by the looks of it. 2027. You just left the start of this season, and let's see, your contract with Fulham was 3.9k. So you're on 1.6 now. You took a pay cut to go to Bologna. Did you? Or did I make a boo-boo? No. Yeah, I made a boo-boo. You're on 3,300. I took down the wrong one. You have an optional extension with the club. You do have 2 years left to run on the deal. You are playing with Siena, who are paying 1,600k your wages. That's why I took the wrong figures. So you finally made the move to Bologna. You're valued at 700k. The interesting thing is I have looked at the current and potential ability for every player. You could still make it, Clates. Mr. Clates, you could still make it. You have fantastic acceleration, and your agility isn't too far off being green as well. I would imagine dribbling, first touch, heading, I would imagine everything's going to increase more now that you've actually started playing football, which, that's kind of what you want in a footballing career, is to actually get first team football. To be fair, I'm very surprised. Like I said in the last episode, I've done a different series, just an offline save, where I have Clates playing for my Brackley team, and he's a weapon in that series. Just doesn't seem to have had the same standout career here. So as you see, played one game before moving to Bologna, didn't actually manage to make a competitive appearance for Bologna in the Serie A before going to Serie C to play for Siena. 28 games, 10 goals, 3 assists, 3 player matches on a 6.93. Also played 3 cup matches, did not get a single goal. That's... like I said, value has increased. Wage, you took a small pay cut to move to Italy, but who would want to live in Italy? Italy's beautiful. Injury-wise, not a whole lot. A tight hamstring just after the last episode. Tight thigh, bruised shin. You had a cold twice in September and June. Interesting. Got a cold in June. Fair enough, but you've not had any major injuries since the sports hernia back in 2024. So 3 major injuries. Don't even have to scroll to look at your injuries. That longevity right there. I think I'd be interested to see. Clates will have a longer career than I will, I think, because purely based on injuries, I'd say by the time if I make it to 32, I'd be surprised. I'd say Clates could probably play till he's 38 if he wanted. So it'd be interesting to see if that actually does happen, that the players who have minimal injuries survive longer. But we'll have to wait and see. Milestone wise, since the last episode, you won the Under-23 Premier League 2 Division 2. Season after got relegated from the Under-23 Premier League Division 1. Won the Sky Bet Championship, even though you didn't play. Also won the Under-23's Premier League 2 Division 2. Signed for Bologna on a free transfer. Guessing at the end of your contract? Yeah, it would have been. For Siena, named in Team of the Week twice Team of the Week twice, Team of the Month once. Doesn't say what month you got it though. Won your first major trophy. Well, I suppose you won the championship. but the second league, sorry, they won Series C, Group B. You won it this season with Siena, named in the Series C B Team of the Year, and named in their seasonal best 11. That sounds like a nice little career you got going for yourself there, Mr. Clates. I do expect bigger things from Clates. I do hope he gets called up to play for England, or will he get Italian? Could he become an Italian international? So now we have scootR, who has also moved to Italy, which is interesting that two of our players have both moved to the same country when they've both gone abroad. Clates going to Bologna on loan to Siena, and scootR goes to Napoli on loan to Pescara. So interesting to see Seymour Clavage is trying to get players to move to Italy, when I would have probably expected French clubs more so. But scootR not doing too bad for himself. Attribute wise, 16 decisions and 16 vision. Still pretty good player, has to be said. And plenty of opportunities to get other numbers into green. 15 jumping reach, very close. First touch, passing and technique could all increase, and his concentration are all on 14. Wouldn't be surprised if they get into green as well. Like I said, I think scootR's probably a playmaker. I've been saying it since the very beginning. I would play him as a playmaker without a doubt. I think he would be quite good. Again, only 24, but he is a Canadian international with 19 caps, so he is getting plenty of opportunities in the Canadian team. Has also picked up English nationality, so it's going to make it easier for him to move around the world. Especially, I suppose it makes sense with Italy that he would have gone there, because he wouldn't be counted as a non-EU, or would he? I don't know what way the Brexit went with this one, because I'm not really keeping up to date with it. But he has been in Italy just under a year. Yeah, just under a year. And his loan, Pescara are paying all his wages. It's interesting. I wonder, will he stay with Pescara for another year? It cost them 6.2% of their wage. That's a lot of money. Napoli, no transfer interest at the moment, no loan interest, but I suppose he is on loan currently, so there wouldn't be loan interest in him at the moment. And let's have a quick look at his career. So while he was at Bristol City, didn't really get an opportunity, played one game in the Championship, went on loan to Newport County. Did he get any? No, played 2 cup games as well. At Newport County, played 38 games total, scored twice, 6 assists, 1 player of the match on a 6.74. So, doing relatively well for, I suppose that's the highest level he's played at competitively for a full season. Newport County, not a bad club to go to either. So, but then Napoli signed him, which is interesting that he went from Bristol City and on loan to a League 2 side to Napoli. How did Seymour Clavage pull that one off? We'll never know. But he did go to Pescara on loan this year, as we saw. 35 appearances and a goal, 10 assists, 3 player of the matches on a 7.01 average rating. He would have played against Clates during the season. So that's, 2 of our players matching up against each other. It's definitely something that it's nice to see. Again, very surprised that 2 of the players have gone to Italy. scootR, again, not one for injuries. The fact he picked up a virus and a flu, kind of interested. He's Canadian, he'd be used to cold weather. Maybe it wasn't cold enough for him. Again, seems to have a slightly reoccurring injury to his thigh, although the 3 most recent ones have been tight thighs, so it's not that big of a deal. Again, the last time he had a proper injury was 6 years ago, when he had an abdominal strain from lifting weights. So, longevity, I think we could be looking at another player who could play well into their 30s. Milestone wise, what have we got here? We have 20, so named in Canada seasonal best 11 in 2025 and 2027. Newport County's seasonal best 11 got relegated from League 2 with Newport County, signed by Napoli on a free, finished runners up in the Gold Cup. At Pescara, Team of the Week, Canada's seasonal best 11, Team of the Month for Pescara, Team of the Week twice, Team of the Month again, and named in Pescara's seasonal best 11. See how they got on in Series C. So Siena won it, as we knew. Pescara got second. Interesting. So our 2 players go over to Italy and finish top 2 in their division. So well done, lads. You've managed to go into Italy and smash them by getting top 2 in the league. How did your parent clubs get on? Is the okay. Napoli Napoli finished 5th, Bologna 9th. Okay, so when you move back to your parent clubs, you could get Serie A first team, or you'll definitely be in Serie A, but will you get game time with your 2 clubs is something that we need to look at in the next episode. Still have 2 more players to go, so there's still an opportunity that we could be looking at the Italian league table or the English league table again. So we will have a quick look at, I think it's Phil who's up next. So let's see how the Wonderkid of all of the Wonderkids in this series is getting on. Is he still with Tottenham, or has he moved to Real Madrid or Barcelona maybe? Right, back now for Phil, who, as I said, quite possibly the best of the 6, and it's pretty easy to see when you look at the attributes. Phil's a monster, an absolute monster. His media description is elite striker. Well done, Phil. At the age of 24, by far and away the best player of the 6. You have a perfect 20 for agility, 19s for acceleration, pace, off the ball. Yeah, they're all the 19s. Don't have any 18s. 17 wise, dribbling, first touch, heading, decisions. Yeah, that's all your 17s. And 16s then are technique, composure, balance, and stamina. Well done, Phil. You managed to jump into Tottenham fairly early after getting plenty of first team football with Linfield, and now quite possibly one of the best players in the world. 60 appearances for Northern Ireland, but 38 goals. Currently wanted by Man United and Barcelona. Pretty sure you'd be delighted to join United. That's without a doubt your favourite club, I know for a fact. On 110k per week, you still have a bit of time to run on the current deal. 3 years. 3 seasons. So be interesting to see, can they pry Phil away from Tottenham if Barcelona or Man United do come in for him. Maybe someone else coming from Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Maybe a Chinese club will try and buy him. Maybe Phil will go to China for the money. I don't know. It's interesting that he's only on 110k, whereas my player's on 165. Don't think I'm deserving of it compared to this. Like, he can play as a striker or on the left wing, kind of play on the right wing, and still has the ability to play as a centre back. Find that very interesting that he picked up being a centre back right at the beginning. Valued at 78 million, by far and away the most valuable player we've seen so far. Phil would prefer, of the two clubs that are currently chasing him, to go to Barcelona. Not surprised by that, to be fair. I don't think anybody wants to play for Man United. But, we shall see what happens in the future. Career stats-wise, 14 goals this season, got 22 last year. Is Harry Kane still playing for Tottenham? Because if he is, don't think he's getting a whole lot of game time. Since we were here last, played... Okay, we didn't start that many games this season before. Did manage to play 23 international games that season and 11 goals. Did Northern Ireland make it to 2026? Would be Euros? Probably. And started 12 games, off the bench 23 times, got himself 8 goals on an average of 6.9. It's not bad for that many substitute appearances. The season after, started every single league game possible, scored 22 goals, played 54 games for Tottenham, scoring 24, with 8 player of the matches, no assists, he's a glory hog. 7.32 average rating, quite the average rating for Northern Ireland as well, 7.61. I'm going to say Phil's probably the best Northern Irish player in the world. Can't imagine there being many better players than him in this universe anyway. The season just gone, again, started every single one of the games, 14 goals, 7 assists this time. Maybe he played more as a winger this year. With 1 player of the match in the league, 4 overall, scored 19 goals in total for Spurs, 59 appearances. So he's definitely been playing an awful lot of football. Played 10 times for Northern Ireland, scored 12 goals on an 8.07. I think it seems starting with Northern Ireland, or in a Northern Irish team, or the Republic of Irish teams, maybe that was the strat. Maybe we were sleeping on the Northern Irish teams, because it seems to have done well. Like 600k, and now he's worth 78 million. It's pretty good, has to be said. Injury wise, since 2025, bruised shin, tight groin, a flu and a virus. So not much really. Last time he had a major injury was in 2022, so 6 years ago, when he had knee tendonitis. Before that was a broken jaw. Been a long time since Phil has picked up any bit of an injury. We're going to have to go back a little bit further here now. Milestones was the Young Player of the Month for August, named the Team of the Week. Seasonal Best 11 for Northern Ireland and Spurs. Won the Community Shield. Named Team of the Week twice for the Premier League. Player of the Month for November. So just full on Player of the Month. Team of the Week again. Seasonal Best 11 for Northern Ireland. Player of the Month for January. 4 more teams of the week. Spurs Supporters Player of the Year, which is fantastic. At least the fans love you. Named in Tottenham's Seasonal Best 11, inducted into Tottenham's Overall Best 11. 2027 was Premier League Top Goal Scorer. Was named in the 2027 English Premier Division Team of the Year. Won the Golden Shoe. Named Golden Shoe, it's the world one, yeah. Kamara Roof finished 3rd that year. What else have you done? You were Team of the Week again, Northern Ireland Seasonal Best 11, Team of the Week, Player of the Month for February, Tottenham's Seasonal Best 11, broke the Northern Ireland record for most goals gained with his 37th goal in the match against Montenegro at the age of 23. So, Phil is now Northern Ireland's most scoringest player. Scored so many goals that he is, without a doubt, has to be said, probably their best player. Be interesting to see in the next episode, does he go to Barcelona, or does someone else come in for him, or does he just hang around at Tottenham? Speaking of, Harry Kane is still there, but Phil, key player. And Harry Kane's 34 now, so he's definitely slowing down. And it looks as though Phil is the main goal scorer. The last game they played, Phil did play up front and Troy Parrott played on the left. Harry Kane's playing central midfield now. Interesting. So that really does help with Phil pushing through to play as their main striker. And they've Szoboszlai playing as a central midfielder alongside Kane. So that's a very good central midfield, I would say. The fact that Troy Parrott is still at the club, but he's now just become full-on left winger, an elite attacking midfielder. So sad. Parrott's getting paid way more than Phil FM. That's sad. That's sad for you, Phil. I feel bad for you. Right, next is going to be OKG, Oblique Kick Gaming. Hopefully I don't forget to do anything for him this time, because I felt really bad about it when I found out, when he said it to me on in the comments. Right, back for OKG now. As you can see, he has joined the Yellow Submarines that are Villarreal. He has left Derby and is now playing in Spain. So, congratulations. You've managed to jump from the Republic of Ireland to England, and now you're in sunny Spain. So, nice for some. Has a nice amount of green in his attributes. 16 passing, decisions and anticipation. 17 positioning. The guy knows exactly where to stand. 15s for tackling, vision, composure and stamina. So plenty of opportunities to get more green for the next episode. Being at Villarreal is probably going to help with the growth at a good time in his career. 24. Don't see any reason why he doesn't get plenty of game time while he's in Spain. Valued at 23.5 million on 57k per week. You wouldn't say no to it. Again, somewhat surprised that some of these players' wages are on the lower side, but have you got any release? Your minimum release clause is 62 million. Will someone meet that? Be interesting to see. 'Cause, you know, it's valued 32.5 million. The Yellow Submarines could turn around and ask for 62 million for a player like that. I'd say you probably spend a couple of those 4 remaining seasons at Villarreal, but not a terrible set of attributes. Physically, not as good as IntoRowZ, who plays similar positions. Maybe that's because they have you playing as a winger as well, or you've been trained to play as a winger, so you've missed out on some attributes that he wouldn't have missed out on, seeing as how he's just playing up the middle. Your crossing definitely has been helped by that. So, career stats wise, from the last episode, you went on to play 34 times in the league for Derby, scoring twice, got 3 assists. That season you managed 5 cup games as well, playing quite well in the cup, a 7.07. The 5 assists for the year, pretty good for a player who I suppose you would say could be a playmaker. The season after, in the championship, so you got yourself a cheeky little promotion. You played 45 games total, scoring once, 3 assists, 2 player of the matches, and 3 yellow cards on a 6.89. For Scotland, you didn't do as well, 6.59. That's a smidge disappointing, I'd say. But how many games have you played for Scotland? 18 times played for Scotland now, scored once. It's not bad. Then an 11.25 million transfer. Villarreal have actually paid all of that already. Started out as a 9 million transfer. You went on and played 37 total games for them in the league, the cup and on the continent. 25 of them coming in the league. Didn't get any goals or assists or player of the match. You did get 1 assist for Scotland, so assisting your Scottish brethren on an average of a 6.71 for Villarreal. Pretty good. I don't think DMs get the recognition in this game that they deserve for how much work they put in. But have you had any major injuries? A couple of injuries, but nothing major. You had a hip injury in 2025. A minor twisted knee against Twente in July. Okay, so that was a friendly. I was like, but you didn't play in Holland. No major injuries since. Had a couple of injuries to your ankle. Maybe. No, that's only a fairly new thing. 2021 you did have a bruised ankle as well. But there's not any major reoccurring ones that are jumping out at me. Like any tight groin, calf, thigh, anything that's tight, you kind of go, it's a small injury, it's only a little thing. If it's not happening constantly, you're not that bad. Pulled pectoral muscle, that's a very interesting one. Sprained wrist ligaments in a match. How? How did you sprain your wrist ligaments? And sprained wrist ligaments versus Shrewsbury. Pulled ankle ligaments versus Real Madrid. What a career you've had, my friend. What a career you've had. Milestone wise, since your time in 2025 with Derby, which you were named vice captain, you then got named in the Derby seasonal best 11, won promotion, so I'm guessing through playoffs, or maybe got second. 2025. Oh, it's gonna do this every time, isn't it? Nope. Okay. Yeah, second in the league. So that's not terrible. You haven't added to your trophy cabinet since your Cove Ramblers days, which, just 2 trophies, or a trophy that IntoRowZ will never win with his time at Cork City. The Irish Munster Senior Cup, he won it twice. So that's all that matters. I think anyway. That's pretty much the most important thing. Did make your international debut against Slovenia, named in Scotland's seasonal best 11 and Derby's seasonal best 11, bought by Villarreal, got your first goal against Luxembourg, inducted into Derby's overall best 11 after they sold you, which is interesting, fantastic, well done, and you were named in Villarreal's seasonal best 11 on the bench, or am I completely blind? Yep, on the bench. So it's not terrible. You have an opportunity to make it into their overall best 11 within the next season or two. Is there anything I'm after missing? No. If there is, please let me know. If there's a player that I've missed anything with, these are just, I'm trying to make these shorter because the last video was like 40 minutes and it was way too long. So I don't really want to be doing that to everybody again, because I want to make these quick, interesting, concise, to the point. This is what the players are doing. We still have probably 14 years left in the majority of these players, at least. Well, no, not at least. We probably have about 10 years left for the majority of the players, I'd say. Get everyone up to about 34. We'll start seeing when people start retiring after that. Hopefully nobody retires before 30. That'd be sad. Because I don't want anyone becoming a coach or manager or anything like that. I've made it so that everyone doesn't want to be staff, but that's not going to stop them, I think. If they want to do it, they're going to do it. So we are going to end the episode there. We're going to have a look at Seymour Clavage. We're going to go by value because that's all that really matters. Phil FM, by far and away, the best player of the 6. Poor Clates sitting out here on 700k in value. Still time, my friend. There is still time. I firmly believe Phil FM is quite possibly one of the best players in the world. Is there any? It's 3-star reputation, so IntoRowZ has 1 star. I have 1 star. Gonna say Oblique probably has a 1 star as well. Not 1.5 star reputation. scootR, 1 star. Clates, what have you got? You have 4 grey star. There's still time. There's still time, my friends. There's still time. In the next episode, I think we're going to jump ahead to when everyone turns 28. So that'll be 3 more seasons. Or is it 4? We're going to jump forward till they're 28. We're going to jump to 2032, and we will see where everyone is at the time. any one of the 5 other participants, leave a comment down below. Who do you want to see your player join, if anybody in particular? Phil, Barcelona, Man United, a dark horse. Maybe you want to go back to Linfield while you're at your peak. Yeah, scootR, Clates, what do you want to happen next in your career? Are you going to hope that you get your chance with Napoli and Bologna? Or do you think you might end up... Maybe Clates will end up becoming another... It'll be like Fulham again with Bologna. He's just going to end up sitting in their under-23s or on the bench and never really getting an opportunity. I hope that doesn't happen. I really want all these players to be fantastic, obviously. But if you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Everyone in this video, or every one of these people here, are linked in the description. Go ahead, make sure you subscribe to their YouTube if they have a YouTube. Go follow them on Twitch, but not in real life, because stalking is weird. Everyone's Twitter is linked in there as well. Make sure you give them all a follow on Twitter. And I think that's everything I've linked for them. If anybody in this experiment wants to link anything else, pop it in the comments. I'll throw it into the description for the next episode. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's not how we do it. Bye!